Well, Chelsea have everything to lose here tonight at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United 5 days before each other's cup finals. But my goodness, how have we reached this position where we have to beat Manchester United at Stamford Bridge in game week number 37 in the Premier League season? Mason Mount is back at Stamford Bridge here, fit and ready. And after his goals against Bilbao, he'll be in full of confidence. As for Chelsea, it looks like Tyreek George is playing as the number 9 because of Nico Jackson's stupid red card against Newcastle United. So much change lineup for Chelsea, but keeping their core the same. Seeing that Tosin and Reece James both introduced into the starting 11. So very interesting for Maresca to ring in the changes at such a crucial time. Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez will be our midfield pivot as they have been for most of the season. I mean, I would say the entire season, Caicedo has been our player of the season, bar none. I mean, he has been magnificent, and we just expect him to have one of those performances again this evening. As for Manchester United, as you mentioned before, it's all or nothing in the Europa League final. So for them to go relatively strong this evening is an interesting move here. See, these are Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes giving company to Casemiro as the lone holding midfielder. That is where Chelsea have to win that battle, and I fully expect them to win that midfield battle. Enzo Fernandez up against Mason Mount. Here's Tosin to Cole Palmer. Really does need a goal. I mean, not just a goal, but just needs that performance. Here's Caicedo biting into the challenge immediately as we expect him to do so. Here's Cole Palmer now. I'm a bundle of nerves. I can't tell you that this is must-win territory. I mean, as it stands, we are sixth. I'm not sure what the scoreline between Villa and Spurs are, but we just have to win, man. We just have to do our job here, not worry about what Forest and bloody Villa have to do in match week 37. Just get the job done. Here's Pedro Neto, who's just started to turn into that bit of form that we desperately needed towards the end of the season. He's done very well. That goal against Fulham really did keep our season alive. But here's Amad Diallo, first time Manchester United making the run forward to Mazraoui. Two impressive players combining down that right-hand side. Fernandes with the first time ball in. It's brilliantly defended by Reece James. Tracks the run magnificently well. And it's a comfortable gather for Robert Sanchez. Reece had to get there first, and it is. If you just allow Bruno Fernandes to deliver it first time, you can see the run that was being made down that left-hand side. Very well intercepted by Reece. Here's Robert Sanchez. He's given us plenty of heart attack moments throughout this season, but that's a brilliant pass from the Spaniard. Cucurella with the first time ball in. George having to play as that makeshift centre forward this evening. It's a massive game for him as well. Just talked about how stupid that red card decision was for Nico Jackson. I mean, he wasn't available for about an hour of that game against Newcastle at St. James's, and then missing the last 2 games at home too. I mean, it's really compounded our misery in terms of that. Do we have enough to beat Manchester United going forward? Caicedo, magnificent run from Moises Caicedo, and then finds Palmer. Chelsea in business, but Manchester United quickly into their shape here. Here's Palmer, who's looked to just scoop it up forward, and it's Madueke, who was unmarked on his favored left foot. Can't direct that on target, and it's an eye of the needle pass there from Cole Palmer, but it all starts from Moises Caicedo. What a brilliant run this is from the Ecuadorian, and then it's Cole Palmer. He just picks his head up. He sees Madueke, who's made the run. I think Madueke might have just been onside on his left foot. Has to do better, though. This is brilliant from Palmer, man. Just look at that weight and direction of the pass. It's fantastic. Chelsea in business early on. Ooh, Caicedo goes crunching into Fernandes. The last thing either manager would want at this stage and this game, having that European final for both teams really in 5 days, is it? It really is a short turnaround. So for both teams, really having a fully fit squad as much as possible for that cup final will be crucial. Interesting to see that Lavia wasn't playing. Might have been because of that knock he might have suffered against Newcastle United. Lavia, of course, not eligible for the Conference League because he wasn't registered in the squad. Expected him to start today, but Reece James drafted into the starting 11. He does give us that dynamism there, Reece, even though he doesn't bombard down the channels anymore. Højlund does well to keep the ball. Here's Amad Diallo to Bruno Fernandes. Looks for the switch out here. Reece should be favourite, but it has a bit of swerve on it to find Patrick Dorgu. Here's Mason Mount. United looking sharp at the edge of the box. Just quick one-touch passing. Here's Maguire now. Manchester United very much in their Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era of defenders. Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, and Harry Maguire. Good play again from Caicedo. It's critical, the interception, and Palmer can't find Madueke. Chelsea just losing the bit of fluency required in the early stages. Here's Fernandes now. Looking for the switch. It's immaculately played there to Patrick Dorgu. Dorgu with the first time ball into the box. It's a comfortable gather for Robert Sanchez. Manchester United playing without any fear, and rightfully so. They have nothing riding on this league game. They're still on 39 points in match week 37. Just shows you how wretched their league form has been. They haven't won a game in nearly 2 months. And Chelsea haven't lost a home game since Fulham in Boxing Day. So, I mean, it just shows you that all the stats might favor Chelsea, but man, this fixture just gives me nightmares when Chelsea really have to go out there and beat Manchester United at home. We have often failed to do so. Yes, last season, that crazy 4-3 game. I mean, that doesn't happen in most seasons where you're down 3-2 to about 94 minutes and then Palmer scores a pen and then scores from the corner. This has to be a lot more tighter. We won't see that kind of crazy scoreline, will we? Højlund with the errant pass. First time ball in, scoop forward to Mazraoui down the right-hand side, up against Cucurella. Here's Mazraoui. Not known for his crossing, really. Here's Amad Diallo. Shown him the line there, and Colville easily comes away with the ball. Allowed to drive forward. Good run this from the international. And there's Tyreek George looking for the 1-2 with Levi Colville out of all people. And Manchester United should be able to get rid of it. Good play there from Maguire. Very composed. Showing his experience in that moment. Up against Levi Colville. Full head of steam down that left-hand side. Just into the 8-minute mark, and Manchester United won't mind this start whatsoever at the bridge so far. They look comfortable on the ball. Fernandes late on Bruno. He'll be very fortunate to just get away with the telling off here. Just catches Bruno on the top of his foot by the looks of it. You can see Enzo Fernandez comes in with real force in the challenge. Catches Bruno Fernandes, but no yellow card. The two number 8s, the two Fernandezes going toe-to-toe here. Unlucky for Trevor Chalobah to miss out. I thought he did very well in the last few games, forming a good partnership with Levi Colville. Tosin is a very able deputy, but here's Diallo trying to isolate Levi Colville here. It's Diallo again, Cucurella for support, and Cucu comes away with the ball brilliantly. Madueke, Palmer allowed to turn, just loses out there. Fernandes beaten to the punch there by Amad Diallo. Here's Patrick Dorgu. Fernandes, and it's Caicedo rather with an easy win, but he's lost out by Mason Mount's press. It's a really fiery start in the middle of the park here. Cucurella and Mazraoui battling the two number 3s now. Really fast start here, and Diallo gives the ball away. Fernandes reads it very well. The referee gets him involved in the build-up there. You can see how quick things are moving in the midfield area. I think Ruben Amorim will be very pleased with the way his team have started this first half against Chelsea at the bridge. Into the 10th minute, Chelsea have got nowhere near Onana in goal. That only chance that was fashioned by Cole Palmer to Noni Madueke. But other than that, Chelsea have been having to cover a lot more spaces and not dominating the ball as we expected to do so. You can see Tosin playing as the centre back, Colville on the left and Reece James in the right. That means that Cucurella will invert into the midfield area to give support to Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea play with that box midfield, the two number 10s in Palmer and Enzo Fernandez. Here's Palmer now to Cucurella. Heavy pass there, but he tries to just fiddle that forward. He's given the foul, and Cucurella is absolutely livid with that decision. Feels that he might have gone through Maguire. Maguire is tough as they come, and he's holding his face. Fernandez asking the question to Chris Kavanagh. That's a couple of fouls that Chelsea have made in real force. I think it's Tyreek George, and yep, he's got a case there. Maguire. Tyreek George has come up with the arm on him. It's going to be a very tough battle for Tyreek George. Now, whether or not Enzo Maresca could have played Pedro Neto as the false nine and Tyreek George out on the wings, that would have been an interesting change. But either side, they should try and trouble the backline of Manchester United with those quick combination plays. And as you mentioned there, no delay, no Euro. Manchester United playing very much with their second fiddle backline. Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, and Harry Maguire as the back three, with Dogu and Mazraoui. Oh, Mason Mount has pinched in front of Reece James, but Reece recovers well. The two Cobham graduates who won the Champions League together. Chelsea under real pressure there, and Dogu with the foul on Fernandez. First time really that Chelsea are able to get out of their own half, and it's not coming through fluid play. It's coming through those fouls that Chelsea need at this moment. And we haven't started the game well whatsoever. It's been very cagey. Fully expect Chelsea to feel all the pressure, knowing how must-win this game is. Have to get the job done. I cannot believe from where we were in December to where we are now in May, we have let it get to this stage. That 10 or 13 game period from January or end of December to couple of months, my goodness, where Chelsea could not buy a win. It cost us all sorts of points. Started to find form towards the end of the season, but because of that huge tail off, we have left ourselves far too much to do in the final two games, as Caicedo nearly gets bullied off the ball there by Fernandez. Caicedo riding the challenge. Ooh, he's taken a bit of a chance there. Colwill having to clear. Chelsea just struggling here, big time. Fernandez applying the pressure on Moises Caicedo. Caicedo known for his press resistance. Full credit to Fernandez, though. He stuck to his guns. Very much on his front foot here. Fernandez, the Iron Man for Manchester United. He seems to be playing 90 minutes week in, week out. Chelsea can't get their passing going whatsoever. This time it's Cucurella with the errant pass. Chelsea is struggling, and this is not a good sign. Often at the bridge, we get the ball. We have a lot of the possession, even against, I would say, slightly better opposition. But this time, we're not even getting the possession. Forget creating any sort of chances. Here's Mazraoui. And Manchester United's struggles in front of goal have been very well highlighted. Their loss was, 2-0 at home to Graham Potter's West Ham United. That's as low as Manchester United didn't get, and that's why they find themselves in the position that they do. And Colville's header is terrible there, straight to Ahmad. Chelsea have to wake up here. Mazraoui with the switch here to Patrick Dogu. Immediate control from the left back. He's picked his head up. He's got options, but he's up against Reece James, and it crashes against Reece, and it's a corner for Manchester United. Well, 14 minutes on the clock. Chelsea still yet to get going here. It's been a real struggle for us. Manchester United looking very comfortable, very, very... They're moving through the gears with relative ease. Chelsea are not putting the pressure enough. Well, set pieces. We don't concede too many from them, although we did concede to Van Dijk when we beat Liverpool 3-1. That made it a nervy ending towards the end as the corners floated into the box and Colwill gets head away. Fernandez has another bite of the cherry. Instead goes to Patrick Dogu. Manchester United forced backwards, but Shaw looks to put the ball in and Cucurella defends very well. Chelsea still on the back foot here, not able to get out. United comfortable on the ball. Have to put pressure on them, and they're playing with none. Here's Dogu now. So the switch of play, it's brilliant, and it's Manchester United who take the lead. And it's Harry Maguire with a striker's finish. It was a good ball in the box. Chelsea don't deal with it, and Manchester United will feel that they fully merit this early lead at Stamford Bridge. It's the nightmare start that Chelsea just could not afford to have. Well, the inquest is being led at the back here, and it's far too late. Maguire showing off his finishing prowess. Let's have a look here as the ball is being floated into the box. When Maguire is onside, I don't see how he might be marked offside. It's either the combination of Colville or Tosin, but take nothing away from the finish there. Fernandez's ball in is brilliant, and it's Maguire's first time finish. And Manchester United have the lead. Can't believe it, man. And we have nobody else but ourselves to blame here. We haven't started well. We've allowed Manchester United to put balls into the box. Man, it really is never straightforward at the bridge. Now they're having a look for a possible offside goal. This would be very tight. By first looking, I think Tosin is playing Maguire onside, but maybe half of Maguire's torso is leaning, but I don't think the goal would be disallowed. Oh, it is! Chelsea gets so lucky. I can't believe that. Well, they've used the semi-automated system, and it just shows you the arm of Maguire and part of his leg. But poor Chelsea gets so lucky, man. It just might be our night. We don't deserve to be level here. Manchester United fully deserve that goal from their start. And maybe, just maybe, that was the sign for us to wake up. And you can look at the possession stat. Manchester United have nearly 65% of the ball, nearly 18 minutes played. That is a shocking start for Chelsea. We've completely playing within ourselves, in our shells. I don't know if the changes in the back line is making too much. I mean, we are just nitpicking here. There's enough quality players out there to make a difference. We need to slow the game down here. We're playing well into Manchester United hands. And my goodness, Maresca is having a howler in terms of how he's being coached out here. He needs a spark. He needs something to change. And not in terms of personnel, but maybe just the way that we play with the tempo. Here's Caicedo to Reece James. He's been pressed by Mason Mount throughout here. Sanchez far too calm, and it's a terrible pass. But Reece James does very well to recover. Chelsea are really on the ropes here. That's surely a foul by Tosin. It's not been given. My goodness, this start from Chelsea, man. It's only us who can play like this. It's absolutely shocking. Here's Caicedo. Somebody grab a hold of this game here. It's been awful. I mean, if I could pick 20 worst minutes to start off Stamford Bridge, this would be it. Here's Colville now on that left-hand side. With Tosin, can we build up in the same speed as we can with Levi Colville? Here's Caicedo now, the full press being applied. Enzo Fernandez has been hurried, but Tyreek George does very well to chest that down. Cucurella to Madueke now. Madueke looking to drive here. Well done, Noni. Looking to play the ball forward. Here's Caicedo. Neto is in acres of space there. Oh, Enzo Fernandez with a terrible pass. That pretty much sums up Chelsea's first half, and Mason Mount is putting in an awful lot of effort and energy in terms of closing space down here. He's not making it easy for Chelsea to progress down that right-hand side because of his terrific work rate. Here's Mazraoui. Caicedo nearly losing out there. Reece James showing good strength. Caicedo showing his composure. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Enzo, what is this passing? My goodness. He has completely lost his head in the early phases. I mean, somebody needs to wake him up here. It looks like only Caicedo is very much involved. Enzo helping out defensively. On the ball, he's been shocking so far. Just need to keep it this simple. Look to just manipulate the Manchester United backline. They're having far too much comfortable possession over 20 minutes on the clock here. Hunted forward. Rasmus Højlund wrestling with Tosin. Reece James should come away with the ball, and he does. This is such a unit, man. This time we're going long, and every time we go long, we've got zero height. Especially Nico Jackson is not known for his aerial prowess, but he can still try and hold off the ball. Caicedo does brilliantly against Mount. This time Fernandez's pass is accurate to Pedro Neto. Immediately loses out the ball. Poor man. It's so rushed from Chelsea's point of view. It just looks like we just want to stitch things forward on the back foot now. Here's Patrick Dogu. Ball towards Mason Mount on the stretch. He doesn't get the finish right whatsoever, but he's looking to make inroads here. Mount looks hungry. He has a point to prove at Stamford Bridge here. First time really that he's been fit and fired all season. He looks very much ready. Now making that run towards the edge of the box on the stretch. United are very comfortable with the ball, and that makes me uncomfortable. Here's Madueke. Now playing as that left winger. More direct and more natural footed for him. Here's Caicedo. You can see Reece James not moving into space here, but finds an accurate pass to Pedro Neto. Chelsea have to get moving here. Pedro Neto, pick your head up. Far too late. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Reece James now. As far as starts go for Manchester United at opposition territory, this has been as perfect as they could have had it. Here's Colwell's ball to Tyreek George, asking a lot from the youngster. These long balls are really not helpful, are they? Maguire's there keeping a close eye on him. Bruno Fernandes loses out. Enzo up against Bruno. The two number 8s again colliding, but Bruno comes away with the ball with a forceful challenge there. Here's Ahmad. Cucurella has been in close quarters with him throughout the match so far. Maguire with a nice line breaker to Mason Mount. Here's Patrick Dogu now. United again very easily bypassing Chelsea's midfield, but Reece James. It's a risky pass, but Pedro Neto does well, but he's lost out. Now Enzo Fernandez. He's losing a lot of those 50-50s. Isn't falling for us. Here's Dogu now. And halfway through the first half, Manchester United will feel that they've really done a job on Chelsea here. Here's Lindelof. Amad Diallo. Man, that Harry Maguire goal, if that stood, I'm telling you, it would take something absolutely out of the playbook for Chelsea to come back in this game. It feels just the way that we have started just doesn't fill me with any real confidence as Cucurella goes clattering into Amad Diallo. Referee waves play on. We have no reason to stop here. Caicedo, go, push. We have to try everything that we can here. Here's Caicedo. Palmer. Just looked very quiet in the opening phases, apart from that one pass. Here's Cucurella. Noni Madueke on the left-hand side. Has to take on Mazraoui. Mazraoui, a good one-on-one defender, but Madueke breezes past him, puts the cross into the box. No one there, but it's Reece James. Oh, it's just wide. James catches that cleanly there, but it's not on target. 24 minutes on the clock. Chelsea finally have a shot on anger there. It's sat up nicely for Reece James. The ball is just curling away. You can see he's just looking to cut across that ball, and it has hit the post. That's the closest that Chelsea have come. It's a brilliant chance. It's a magnificent strike from the skipper, James. Well, that's much better, and that is what we need from Noni Madueke down that left-hand side. He's on his favoured left foot. He has to run down the line and take on Mazraoui as much as possible. Finally, Chelsea burst into life. Reece James with the chance. This is simply the biggest game of the season for Enzo Maresca. He's had quite a few of them throughout the campaign so far, but he will know the magnitude of this game. Win here, and Champions League football is all but guaranteed. Still have to do the job against Nottingham Forest away, but win here is paramount. And for Manchester United, they have their eyes on the Europa final, but they are competing very well. Here's Casemiro, Harry Maguire. What is it about Manchester United and Stamford Bridge, man? Is it because of our tighter pitch and they're used to playing with a lot more wider pitch? But whew, they look far too comfortable here. Lindelof with the ball forward. It's a long ball. Chelsea look to recover now. In the final 20 of this first half, Chelsea have to be on the ascendancy. Brilliant from Caicedo, but he's lost out. But from a foul there from Bruno Fernandes. The two number 10s have been relentless in their pressing. Fernandes and Mason Mount have given no time really. These are long balls that Chelsea keep resorting to, and it makes absolutely no sense here. I mean, you expect the runs to be made from the wide wingers, but long balls, is that the way to go? Nice to see Thomas Tuchel back at the Bridge. He's been at the Bridge for quite a few times now that he is England manager. He'll be keeping a close eye on the likes of Reece James, Mason Mount maybe on the outside chance. Who else? Harry Maguire, Levi Colwill, Enzo Fernandez, stooping header to Pedro Neto, Reece James to Caicedo. Chelsea looking to up the tempo here, but United back in their shape very quickly. Here's Colwill. Madueke, back to Colwill. It's not as crisp as we would like it to be. Tosin takes a bit of a chance. Chelsea not looking fluent in their build-up play. Sanchez again goes long. I cannot understand this tactic. Yes, Manchester United are pressing us, but the long ball forward isn't working. And even if it does, who's beating Maguire in the air? But Fernandes has lost out to Caicedo, who's done brilliantly there. Here's Cole Palmer. It's Palmer with the strike. Taking a deflection off Mazraoui. It's a corner for Chelsea. Cole Palmer looks to drive through the central areas. As soon as he broke that tackle, he felt that he's going to get the shot away. And it all comes once again from Caicedo winning the ball. Palmer drops the shoulder to get away from Fernandes. It's a blocked shot, and it's a corner for Chelsea. The Chelsea's corners have been terrible in the last few games. You've seen the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, even Pedro Neto to some extent, really struggling to beat the first man. Those kind of mistakes, those kind of schoolboy errors have to be ironed out. Here's Pedro Neto on his left foot. Good flight on it. The header is just wide. Well, it's well wide. Goes back to Pedro Neto. Neto creates a bit of room onto the right-hand side. It's brilliantly defended. Fernandes, it's blocked by Højlund. Chelsea asked the question for the handball, but the foul has been given against Chelsea. Well, that's a tough decision to make. Rasmus Højlund walks away. Might have caught him on the arm, but on the turn here, you can see it has caught him on the arm, but he's far too close. Chelsea have... Yeah, it is close, and his arm isn't extended, so I'd be very surprised if the penalty was given. It was asked in hope rather than expectations. They'll have a look. Yeah, I don't think that will be given. Chelsea already got a bit fortunate in terms of refereeing decisions with the offside on Harry Maguire. Enzo Fernandez caught that well on the volley, but was never really going to get the penalty, was he? Haven't tested Andre Onana yet. It's only that Reece James shot and the Madueke one that was ballooned over. Have to test him here a lot more. Again, it's a risky strategy by Colwill, but it's cleverly done there by Moises Caicedo to Cucurella. Noni to Cuckoo. Nice 1-2 here. Looks for that fizz pass to Palmer. Fernandes. And now to Palmer. Chelsea are in business. Palmer. Oh, it's a clever attempted pass there by Fernandes, but he can't find Pedro Neto. Chelsea on the ascendancy now for the first time, really, in the first half. Here's Pedro Neto. Couple of step overs. Neto. Ball into the box. Oh, it's not going to help. Keep playing these balls into the box, expecting one of our guys to win the header. It's a brilliant pass there by Fernandes and Colwill on the slide, and he had to get that spot on against Amad Diallo. This is a tremendous pass. It all starts with that first-time layoff by Mason Mount, and it's Bruno Fernandes' left-footed curled pass, which is very well read by Levi Colwill. Cucurella looks to just clear that away. Just over 30 minutes played, 0-0 at the bridge. This has been the perfect 30 minutes for Manchester United here. They have absolutely nothing on the line. They've put all the pressure on Chelsea, and Chelsea have folded so far. We are very lucky to not be 1-0 down, and we have just created a couple of half chances to say the very least. Reece James coming the closest with that effort from the edge of the box, which crashed against the post. And it was Noni Madueke early in the first half. He was picked out by Cole Palmer, but his effort was way over the target. Caicedo does brilliantly there. Surely a foul. Has to give a foul and a yellow card to Bruno Fernandes. Referee looked to play advantage, but he brings it back. Chelsea getting unnecessarily involved with the referee, but Fernandes now on a booking. You can see Caicedo didn't get that first touch right. We just allowed Bruno Fernandes to put it foot forward. It's a clear yellow card as he kicks out. Yellow card for the Manchester United captain. He's had a good game so far. He's tried to pick those quick passes from deep as much as possible. Again, Chelsea play long. I mean, fair play to Manchester United for the press. I mean, it really is impressive, but Chelsea's inability to play out the press has been shocking, man. We haven't used the midfield. We haven't dropped deep enough to receive the ball. United have played much better out the back here. Again, Højlund has lost out the ball. It's so poor from the Danish striker. Can't hold the ball. And here's Fernandes. Here's Pedro Neto. Try to go around the outside. Brilliant from Pedro Neto. The flashed cross. And Andre Onana with excellent handling. Well, more pace rather than precision on the cross there from Pedro Neto. Like you can see, he has not picked his head up once in that phase of play. He's just trying to go to the byline and put the cross in. And Tyreek George getting absolutely no support. Those long balls do not help him as he's going to be one-on-one against Harry Maguire in those aerial duels. Tosin has done well. Reece comes away with the ball. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Finds Palmer. Nice combination so far. Palmer hurriedly plays it to Noni Madueke. Waits for the overlap. Has to make it himself. Driven cross. Well blocked. And I think that's Casemiro who has made the interception. Noni again on that left foot is so dangerous. Now not looking to cut in and shoot. If he was playing on that right-hand side, here he's forced to make those crosses. Casemiro really has rolled back the years in the last few games, especially in the Europa League. Neto has been on corner duty for Chelsea. Still desperate in need of the goal here. Colwill has to keep his head. He's wrestling with Rasmus Højlund throughout this exchange. The ball is yet to be delivered. And now it will be. No one really getting to it. They get away from it. It's Caicedo. Caicedo's strike is well blocked. Here's Palmer on his left foot. He's thought about the shot. He has to pass. And it's far too late. Here's Noni Madueke. Cole Palmer, what are you doing there? That's so poor. He's held on to the ball for an age. He's not released it. He's not taken a pass or the shot. I mean, it's awful from Cole Palmer. United get the break there. It's a goal kick. Maresca looks nervous, and rightfully so. We have the attacking threat in terms of the last 10 minutes, but we have not really capitalized on it. You can see Nico Jackson in the background there. Really did let us down against Newcastle. I mean, it was a frustrating evening. I mean, I completely agree with him because Chelsea were doing the same thing in terms of playing those long balls. And he was getting frustrated. He was being beaten. But what he did was really unforgivable. At that juncture of the stadium, at the season really, to make that kind of a challenge, it was... You're not even inexperienced anymore. Nearly your 2 full seasons in the Premier League, leading the line for Chelsea. We expect a lot more. Here's Casemiro now. Heading into the halftime break, about 10 minutes remain here. Chelsea led to really put sustained period of pressure on Manchester United. Again, we just give the ball away. Here's Fernandes on Fernandes foul. It's Enzo who will be fortunate to avoid the booking. It's just a clip on the ankles there. United can't take advantage of that quickly taken free kick. This match has not been enjoyable from a Chelsea point of view whatsoever, man. Fully expected this to happen, but do we make it hard for ourselves? Here's Amad Diallo. Cuckoo has been brilliant, man, defending against Diallo 1v1. Here's Palmer now. Has to step up here. He's not really making a decision. He's playing very within himself here. Here's Caicedo. Reece James venturing forward. Pedro Neto. Looks to go around the outside. Won't mind showing him the line here. He's done so well to show his strength there. Pedro Neto, fist cross again. I don't think he picks his head up here. It's on his right foot again. Great strength to wrestle against Dorgu. He's thrown him on the ground, and now he's picked his head up with a cross again. Very similar to his cross before on his right foot. It's more about the pace rather than the whip on it. Chelsea getting closer and closer in terms of territory, but not more than that. Højlund's foul there on Tosin. Let's have a look at the Tottenham and Aston Villa game. That game is sure to give me a bit of stress as well. Villa winning that game, and of course they are. Aston Villa 1-0 up. Ezri Konza with the 59th minute goal. And if I look at the table right now, I'm going to be furious. Yep, Chelsea are 6th as it stands. Plus 19 goal difference. I mean, like I said before kickoff, I mean, it's just must-win territory. We have to win. A draw just kills us. I mean, we have the opportunity with 5 places in the Champions League this season, and to not make that ahead behind the likes of Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Aston Villa. I mean, from where we were to where we are right now, I mean, so much has to change, not just for the season, but in this match. I mean, we can't think any more long term. I mean, this next 60 minutes or so will really define Chelsea's future for the next 2 years, I feel. It's that critical. I mean, we haven't turned up. Is the pressure just too much on them? If you can't hack this, I mean, what pressure is this? Talk about pressure. This is not going for the title. The title is decided. The top 4 should have been decided. We got an extra spot in top 5. You can't even crack that. I mean, here's Maguire now. United still looking comfy, man. But Højlund's first touch is terrible. He gives Caicedo an opportunity. He's been magnificent as usual. Here's Madueke looking to run forward. It's a heavy pass to Cole Palmer up against Victor Lindelof. Here's Noni now. Noni does well to keep hold of the ball. Here's Cucurella. Might need his goal-scoring touch. Seen him attack the box well. Here's Reece. Tosin to Colwell. Again, a scoop pass forward. Colwell has to stop this. I mean, it's 3 out of 3 or 4 out of 4, and Caicedo with the foul. But again, it's Colwell. I don't know whether or not this is an instruction from Levi, because he's more than capable of playing those whip passes along the ground, but he's just playing these balls into the channel. They haven't worked so far. I mean, neither team have a shot on target. United have 1 attempt. Chelsea have had 6, but stats do not tell the story of this game. Oh, Cuckoo might have been a foul there. You can see how far forward he's tracking Nusay Mazraoui there. Heading into the 40th minute, Chelsea have really not shown that appetite to go the next step here. I'm going to be absolutely sick to my stomach in the second half, man. Out of all the teams that to do it to us, Manchester United, I mean, I'm a 90s kid. No, our childhoods have been ruined by this club. And now, even in their worst time, they get to stick it to us. I mean, that cannot happen today. Here's Amad Diallo. Lindelof, Maguire. Again, Manchester United's back 3 are playing very close quarters. They're not looking to stretch up here. You can see the ground being covered. They're not asking for the pass here. They're driving through the middle with Maguire and Casemiro. Here's Luke Shaw. Get away with that situation well. Shaw with the pass into the channel, which should be easily dealt with. Tosin has matched Hoyland quite comfortably this evening. Hasn't had too much to do in terms of adversity against the Danish striker, but expect that from Tosin, who's a massive unit. Heading into the final 5 minutes of this first half, Chelsea have showed me nothing in this first half, really. And that is what is so disappointing. I mean, we knew we would struggle with no recognized number 9, but struggle this bad. I mean, you know that how much we miss Nico Jackson in our build-up when he's not playing. Chelsea hounding for the ball and come away with it. Caicedo, great, brilliant balance and plays it to Pedro Neto now. Chelsea need that goal before halftime. It would really lift the mood. Oh, you can see Caicedo just trying to float that into the air to Noni Madueke. Easy grab. Need more from Enzo Fernandez, man. I think Caicedo could have just found the ground pass, trying that extravagant pass. Of course, he's got the face mask, of course. I mean, he really has been our soldier. He has been ever present, 90 minutes, week in, week out. Man, and rightfully so. Player of the season and player of the season. I thought he was... Ooh, Reece James and Patrick Dogu have clashed in here. Doesn't look good for either player. Reece James seems to be in real discomfort here, and this is not a good look. He's holding his shin. Dogu is back on his feet. 3 minutes plus stoppage time remain in this first half, and let's have a look here. It was an aerial collision. Reece, oh, he's landed so badly there. I think his ankle is popped here. Oh, no. I think that's Reece done for the season. I mean, he has been excellent in terms of keeping his fitness for the last 15 games or so, but that's an awkward landing. I think that's done. I mean, we're looking for a goal just before halftime. Instead, we might just be losing skipper Reece here. It's a hammer blow. I don't see how he recovers. It's a nasty landing. I don't think Chelsea will take a chance here with him. You look at the possession stats, Manchester United with nearly 60% of the ball at Stamford Bridge, and for a team who emphasize on control, this is not according to plan. Reece looks back on his feet. He doesn't look in pain anymore. Whether or not we'll risk him for the next 3 minutes or so before he can be assessed at halftime. He was the closest player for Chelsea to come for that goal. It was a brilliant strike, the way he just cuts across the ball, hits the outside of the post. Good strike there by Reece. Reece is back on his feet, and that's a very good sign. Now, whether or not he's going to test that ankle, we'll wait and see. About a minute remaining, and Malo Gusto is the obvious choice. Doesn't look good for Reece, though. On that left-hand side, Manchester United don't have that searing pace in terms of Alejandro Garnacho, so might be okay to try and contend, but Chelsea temporarily down to 10 here. Cucurella has done so well, man, in terms of his ball-winning capacity. Here's Palmer now driving through the central areas. Pedro Neto. Reece looking to be introduced back into the fray, and he is. That's very good news. Reece showing his toughness when we need him the most here. Here's Caicedo, found by Palmer. Caicedo now waiting for runners, doesn't arrive. Fernandez, Pedro Neto. Fernandez, Pedro Neto again. Caicedo, Palmer. Oh, Palmer's touch is poor. Manchester United come away with the ball. It's good work there, but they can't get the passing right. Chelsea putting good pressure on United here. Here's Cucurella. On the left is Noni Madueke. Drive, Noni, drive. Here's Noni again. Lays it off. Palmer! Oh, it's an acrobatic save. Fernandez! Oh, my goodness. Well, if he's offside, he's fortunate because he's made an absolute hash of that finish on the scissor. Well, Palmer's effort is completely scuffed, but it lands into the path of Fernandez, who's clearly offside. But my goodness, that's such a terrible finish, though. He's had a poor first half, Enzo Fernandez. After his effort, he quickly looks. One of his eyes is just smaller today. Has he got like stung in the eye or some sort of sty? I mean, it would explain a lot. The first half performance has been shocking from him. 5 minutes of stoppage time has been signaled. One of that has been played here. Manchester United will be pleased with the way that they've played this first half. More so in the first part of the first half. Chelsea started to grow into the game a lot more after the 20-minute mark. Colwell's back header straight into the hands of Sanchez. Chelsea looking a lot more, I would say, measured, a lot more controlled, but in the final third, we're just lacking that cutting edge. Here's Reece quickly testing that ankle. It's a good pass to Pedro Neto. That's a terrible first touch, but finds Reece James with the pass. Here's Caicedo. He's looking for options here. Moises Caicedo to Enzo Fernandez. Again, Pedro Neto's first touch is not assured whatsoever. Just bobbles around as soon as the ball comes in. Here's Caicedo. Not more surety. Colville. Madueke. Again, Chelsea very conservative with their passing, and when they're trying to go forward, Manchester United are intercepting it well. Good shape here from Ruben Amorim's men. 3-4-3 rather. 3-5-2 by the looks of it. In good stead out of possession. Here's Palmer. Pedro Neto. Reece James. Pedro Neto. Good find by Reece. Patrick Dogu with a clean challenge. Comes away with the ball. United again playing through the back very nicely here. Mature play. Patrick Dogu has done so well, but his back heel is straight to Caicedo. Here's Palmer now. Come on. Let's go. Cole Palmer now. Waiting for options. Finds Pedro Neto down the right-hand side. No Jadon Sancho, remember, ineligible to play against Manchester United. And Palmer's floated ball is awful. It is so bad. And I hope that it's taken a touch, because if that's a cross without a touch, it is woeful. It really is woeful from Palmer. I mean, he's tried to be our linchpin in the attacking phase, but it's just not with that surety. He's not playing with that confidence. He's not playing with that carefree, one touch, quick movement. It's almost like he's thinking way too much with the ball. His last effort was deflected from a corner, and Chelsea might profit from it. But we really need a different Cole Palmer in the second half here. Neto looking to play the shot. Chelsea can't be trusted with their corners here. Pedro Neto's ball into the box. Levi Colville has just lost complete discipline here. His jersey is off. I mean, what's he doing here? He's trying to demonstrate something. You can see Rasmus Højlund has completely taken it off. So Colville has a point that he's making here. Is that not a... The ball wasn't delivered, but that's a clear penalty, right? If the ball was delivered. Anyway, Chelsea take it short. Here's Palmer. Last minute of added on time. It's poor, man. We don't even put the ball into the box. Cole Palmer is taking the absolute piss here. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Brilliant from Pedro Neto. Looks to ride the challenge. Casemiro makes the last-ditch effort. And it's another corner for Chelsea. 30 seconds remain. No messing about in terms of this corner. This one has to go into the box. Again, Cole Palmer's asking for it short here. It makes no sense. He has to get closer. He needs that goal-scoring instinct a lot more, man. Again, Colville and Levi Colville battling. There's a ball into the box. Looks to find Palmer, but Amad Diallo clears. Referee has had a look at his watch. Got 10 seconds remaining. It really is now or never in terms of the first half. Reece James. Enzo Fernandez. Reece again. United deep into their territory here, and Reece can't pick the cross in. And that's that in terms of a terrible first start from Chelsea's point of view. We have done nothing to suggest that we are capable of taking the 3 points this evening. Harry Maguire came the closest for both teams, but his effort was ruled for offside. Reece James came the closest for Chelsea. His side foot effort, I mean, just catching it on the cut, finding the far post. But other than that, Chelsea have been so disappointing in the first half. The pressure is clear as day on them. United playing with the absolute handbrake off. Well, they haven't really created much in terms of clear cut chances, but this is as perfect as it can be for an away performance at Stamford Bridge. It's 0-0 at the Bridge. And we saw the last time that Aston Villa was still 1-0 up against Tottenham Hotspur. So as it stands, Chelsea are in sixth position. Well, Villa are 2-0 up now. Konza and Kamara have scored. So Villa are strengthening their position into fourth. Chelsea have to win. I can't keep emphasizing this. I mean, the season would be effectively over in 45 minutes. I need a break. Well, that first half pretty much knocked the stuffing out of me, man. I mean, really needed to cool off after that one. As I look at the two goals that Villa have scored against Tottenham Hotspur, no help whatsoever from Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham. And look at the reaction from Unai Emery. He knows what a massive step that is in possibly qualifying for the Champions League next season. For Chelsea, they find themselves as it stands in sixth. And I looked at that first half performance, and barring the likes of Moises Caicedo and Mark Cucurella, everybody else was below par. I mean, Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto. I mean, we saw very, very little from them. So it really can't get worse in the second half for us. But believe me, it can. If Manchester United score, I think it's over for Chelsea. We'll have to plan for life in the Europa League next season, because this result and the one that Villa are having against Tottenham Hotspur will condemn us to the Europa League. So harsh realities have to be faced in the next 45 minutes. Simply put, it's the biggest 45 minutes of Chelsea's season, and it is in match number 37 in the league here, trying to claw fifth place, where we are seeing Aston Villa, Newcastle United all looking comfortable in the top five. Where is this going to go? Because I look at the bench now for Chelsea. Like I mentioned before, there's no Nico Jackson because of his red card against Newcastle United, and he's not there for the next two games. So let's rule him out. But for an attacking phase for Chelsea, because again, no Jadon Sancho because he's on loan for Manchester United. So you look at what Chelsea have on the bench, and it's a lot of defenders. And the only real midfield presence that we have is Kieran Dewsbury Hall and Romeo Lavia. Other than that, we have a team of defenders. So this is as bad as it could be for us in terms of options on the bench. No Nkunku, no Mark Guiu. So really, in terms of pressure now, the guys on the pitch will have to deliver. I mean, where do we go here, man? I mean, I can't believe it. I have no faith. I have no confidence in the second half, because what's going to change? Not going to change the system, are we? If maybe Malo Gusto replaces Reece James at second half, does that really change much for us? I don't think so. But yeah, maybe Malo plays in midfield and the back three of Cucurella, Colville in the central areas, and Tosin on the right hand side of defense. Now, he's not comfortable defending those wide areas. He's looked at ease against Rasmus Højlund, but if you put him on that white side, he'll be up against Mason Mount, who will be a lot more trickier to mark. So we do have problems. Like every time we make a change, seems like a problem arises at a different part of the pitch. So this is going to be one of the biggest team talks that Enzo Maresca has had in his nascent managerial career. He has to get the spot on from our point of view. I mean, this pretty much will solidify his place. Look, I know that pre-match all the sounds came that Chelsea won't get rid of Maresca if we don't get Champions League football. And I get that because of the things that we have seen throughout the season. But in terms of achieving an objective, and maybe that wasn't there when the season started, but as the season went on and we saw the troubles that you saw that Manchester City were having, Arsenal were hitting their strides, only Liverpool were looking comfy in the league. From there to fall from second place in December to sixth now just shows you how inconsistent it's been. And we were having that terrible phase where we recovered well up until this point of, but man, oh man, this next 45 minutes will tell the entire story. I might lose my mind if things don't go according to plan here. United will be the first team out there. Like I mentioned there, they're going with a strong lineup considering that they have a European final to play in 5 days. So Bruno Fernandes playing, you can see Hoyland, Mount, Onana, Maguire, Casemiro, all of them are expected to start in the final. Yes, now no Lenny Yoro, no Matthijs de Ligt. So you might see Luke Shaw and Victor Lindelof being forced to play in that European final. That one against Spurs will be a crazy, crazy match because where they have been in the season in the league, they have no business finding themselves with the backdoor entry to the Champions League. But that's the way the game goes, man. Manchester United hurt us last season when they won the FA Cup against Manchester City. We finished sixth. We should have been in the Europa League. But because of that cup final victory for Manchester United, we found ourselves in the Conference League. Fair play to us that we're in the final, but we didn't want to be in the Conference League. But that's the way it went. And now Manchester United can directly, once again, on our own patch, inflict yet another damaging result. For these boys, 45 minutes to save the season. Reece James, the captain, he's on the pitch. It's great to see him. He's recovered from that ankle knock that he picked up from that aerial duel against Patrick Dogu. But boy, oh boy, it's 45 minutes remaining here. Good news for Chelsea that it's still 0-0, but we have so much work to do as we start the second half. And it's Cole Palmer who cooked things off. Chelsea played a lot of long balls in that first half as we continue to do so with Robert Sanchez hoiking one up to little old Tyreek George. I mean, he is not going to win anything in the air. First of all, he's up against Maguire. Secondly, he doesn't have any aerial presence about him. So we just keep lumping those long balls and it just keeps coming back to us. Onana has had just the one save to make, I would say. The one where Cole Palmer's scuffed effort was just ballooned from his handling. See, Pedro Neto is holding his ankle. Early knock for him. The two number sevens, Mason Mount and Pedro Neto, involved in that little tussle, but Neto is back onto his feet. Need a lot more deliberation from Pedro Neto's play here. He can't be head down and cross or head down and shoot. Has to get his head up. Has to pick out the right option. He's very much capable of doing so. Saw that against Liverpool. And he made that run down that right-hand side. He picked his head up. It was an accurate pass to Enzo Fernandez, who slid past Alisson 3 minutes in. So need something similar here. Here's Fernandez, Reece James. Punt forward. Oh, Tyreek George is caught on his heels, but he was offside. Good line held by Manchester United here early on. They're trying to squeeze Chelsea up the pitch here and try and condense it as much as possible. You can see Casemiro just dropping in between Lindelof and Harry Maguire. Here's Mazraoui. Amad Diallo looking to just turn away from Colville. Colville does sensationally well there. Brilliant power. Here's Cole Palmer now, allowed to turn. Here's Palmer. He's got George for support. Palmer trying to do it by himself. And the foul has been given, and it's a yellow card right at the edge of the box for Chelsea. And it's a free kick opportunity. It's Casemiro who catches Cole Palmer 2 minutes into the second half. Chelsea might have just got a bit of life here. You can see Casemiro just trying to follow Cole as much as possible. And at the end, he finally gets a bit of contact on his heel. It's a sore one for Cole, but it's a yellow card for Casemiro alongside Bruno Fernandes, who picked up that yellow card late towards the first half. And it's James and Palmer, right and left foot option, to try and break open the deadlock. It's going to take something special from a Chelsea point of view, the way that we've played. And we just might need it from one of these England jewels. Nana trying to arrange his wall. This might be more suitable for Reece James on his right foot, but I wouldn't put it past Palmer to take ownership on this one. I think Palmer might have just pulled rank, or Reece James on his right foot. He's not going to walk away easily. Big moment in this match here. It's Reece James. It crashes against the wall. It's a poor one here. And Colville's ball into the box. Well, Fernandez has gone down like a ton of bricks here. He's saying that it was caught on his face. Now you can see there Fernandez meeting that flush on his head. Good defending by the Manchester United captain. Goes to ground immediately, and rightfully so, as a head injury, as they say. Two captains having a cheeky word with each other. Chelsea very much on the front foot in the second half here. Should have the ball again. Seems that Chelsea have another free kick opportunity. This makes very little sense. I think Rasmus Højlund's evening has come to an end. He's got a big grin on his face. Apart from having a bit of wrestling competition with Tosin Adebayo, he hasn't done much in the game, but seems that he will continue. He's just removed the wrap from his wrist. Well, Ruben Amorim has really done a job here on Chelsea. The way that he's set up, he's got his team playing against us, pretty much matched us in terms of the system. The three at the back, the two pivot players, the width for Chelsea being offered by our wingers, and there's are the wing backs that offer the width, but for them, Amad Diallo and Patrick Dogu have been on the flanks, and as for Chelsea, it's been Madueke and Pedro Neto. Here's Caicedo. Chelsea looking to get a quick move on here. Reece James put under pressure by Mason Mount. These two know a lot about each other from the academy. Here's Reece James now. Good pass to Pedro Neto. Chelsea looking to up the tempo now. Here's James again. Clip pass to Tyreek George, who's having to chase again, with Maguire having a very comfortable evening so far here. Could have been the match winner as it stands, if not for a few inches that was called for offside. Harry Maguire's striker-like finish in the 15th minute, the closest that Manchester United have gotten. Since then, really haven't troubled Robert Sanchez. To Chelsea's credit, they have defended well, but really need to try and grab a hold of the game and put sustained pressure on Manchester United. And that's what's been missing. Mason Mount with a beautiful first touch into his path. Referee waves play on. Here's Diallo up against Colville. Diallo's done well. Looks for the cutback. Mason Mount, and it's well wide. Mason Mount with a brilliant chance as he rushes onto the pass from Amad Diallo. Good positive running from the Ivorian. He's got his head and he's looking to take on Levi Colville. He's done well, and his cutback is very clever to Mason Mount. And once he's arrived there, Mason Mount, it's a poor finish because it's so off target. He hasn't had any sort of control on that finish. But again, Chelsea getting tested there. Surely a foul on Tosin. Manchester United picked up a couple of yellow cards in terms of their midfield players, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro with the yellow cards. Chelsea have to look to try and dominate that midfield area a lot more. You can see Enzo dropping a touch deeper now, trying to get involved in the build-up, trying to give a bit of support to Moises Caicedo. A brilliant pass there from, well intercepted. Manchester United looking to play out the back here. They've managed to win the ball. Here's Mazraoui to Amad Diallo. Casemiro. And Colville does well. Ooh, it's a heavy touch there, and Tosin having to take evasive actions to just get rid of the ball. And over 7 minutes into the second half, huge gulp of water there from Enzo Maresca. Haven't really threatened Onana in the second half, and he'll feel exactly what I'm feeling. Nervy, edge of the seat, stressed, absolutely stressed. Like I mentioned before, Chelsea have nothing on the bench in terms of attacking changes. Oh, George has done brilliantly there to intercept. And here's Pedro Neto. It's 4v5 now. Neto has taken far too long here. He's looking to win the foul by the looks of it. But here's Reece James. Caicedo. James again. Chelsea looking to move the ball a lot more quicker here. Here's Neto. James, no real positive play from Chelsea, just looking to keep possession and pin Manchester United back. United won't mind this one bit here, back into their back five shape. Madueke trying to flick around the corner, doesn't help. Chelsea need to move on here. Cucurella with the touch forward, should get a foul, and it is. It's a loose one there by Lindelof. Knew that Cucurella wasn't really in control of the situation to give us that foul on that situation is a bit unnecessary from a United point of view. Heading into the 10-minute mark into the second half, again, Onana not tested, and that's a huge red flag for Chelsea. Have to lay siege. We have to leave everything out there in the pitch. There's no other way out for these guys. A draw is a killer for us. Reece James this time on set piece duty again. Chelsea just have to try and scam a goal here. Set piece, deflection, bit of magic, moment of absolute mayhem. Oh, that's poor from Reece, man. What a terrible pass. And it's Mason Mount who is intercepted and running at us. And it's Mason Mount finds Amad Diallo. Here's Diallo, lays it off. Bruno Fernandes, and it's well over. Manchester United continue to look threatening, but their shots do not match their attempts. Again, it's good work there by Mason Mount. Diallo just seems to find the right pass every time. And Fernandes is just trying to run onto the ball like Mason Mount did a few moments earlier. His finish is wayward as well. Chelsea getting away with this, man. We haven't dealt well on the transition. Neither are we creating clear-cut opportunities. And Sanchez still decides to go long here. I mean, I cannot understand this tactic. We have no one capable of winning aerial duels, and the ball just keeps coming back. Here's Fernandes, well blocked by Caicedo. Caicedo is absolutely fuming at his teammates, and rightfully so. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. Can George come onto the right-hand side and Neto play as the centre forward? Have to try. We limited Manchester United with shots on target, but they are creating chances. They're creating more dangerous chances than us, and that's the concerning side. Here's Højlund. Casemiro with a clever pass. Caicedo reads it brilliantly up against Fernandes. Caicedo has been faultless in terms of winning those duels. Here's Højlund. Oh, Chelsea so rash there. Caicedo had to get there first. Here's Amad Diallo. Rasmus Højlund thought about the shot. Moises Caicedo says, get out of there. Chelsea get away with the ball. And again, Sanchez goes long. What is this strategy? Oh, my goodness. Because if the coach has said that to him, I mean, it's a huge problem. But if the coach isn't saying and he's doing this, I mean, it's worse. So which one is worse, really? What I know is Chelsea keep playing the long ball. Manchester United deal with it with real ease. Cucurella does well. Here's Caicedo. Help us, Moises. Here's Cole Palmer. Looking to turn. Again, it's so clumsy from Palmer, man. He's trying to be silky, but it's not helping. Enzo Fernandez wins the duel cleanly there. First time he's done that, but he's been bundled off the ball by Mason Mount. Stop complaining. Start playing again. Chelsea need that urgency. There's Fernandes. Reece James. Chelsea losing against Newcastle United. Cannot afford to drop points. Good strength shown there by Patrick Dogu. Tyreek George trying to get a bit of action down the wing, but concedes the foul. It's been a tough evening for Tyreek George. Playing as that centre forward as the camera pans to Nico Jackson. Such a letdown. Nico Jackson should be on the pitch. And every time he is on the pitch, he may not score, but Chelsea definitely play better. He is that missing link in front. He's got a nice understanding with Cole Palmer, but yes, it's not really taken to heights as it should have been. in this season, but man, we should have been the season where they really did kick on. Again, Chelsea so lackadaisical on the ball. Man, it's 30 minutes too early, but I don't see how Chelsea win this match. I really don't see how we win this. Something's got to give. Manchester United will have to lose their focus. I mean, have to make a mistake of some sorts. Oh, that's very clumsy from Tosin, but seems to be clean in the referee's eyes. Palmer looking to battle against Mason Mount. Wins that duel nicely. Here's Noni Madueke on his left foot. Now looking to drive into the box. Madueke goes around the outside. Brilliant work there from Noni. Ball into the box, and Reece James can't get his header onto it. The foul has been given. Patrick Dogu showing his defensive work there. Pedro Neto trying to make that run and get the header on target. Again, Noni Madueke just breezing past Nusay Mazraoui. Real burst there from Noni. It's a good cross in, but again, Chelsea don't have that presence in the box to make it count. See Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto all jumping in, but no one really having that power in the air to trouble Manchester United. Patrick Dogu has looked very good on that left-hand side for Manchester United. Looks like a very capable player. Smart recruit from Ruben Amorim in the winter window. I know the bridge, man. He'll just start to lose that faith, and every back pass will be sighed and booed. Now we just won't be able to play with the composure required to open up Manchester United. This will work only against us now. Here's Lindelof. Chelsea looking flat now. 60 minutes on the clock. Do we have another gear in us? Again, Tosin doing well. Sanchez again punts it long. I mean, we have taken no care of the ball in those areas. It's been so poor. Really, really disappointing. I mean, that's my main takeaway. Kept just pumping these long balls forward. For who? Caicedo, clever through pass. George has made the late run. Oh, surely a foul. And if that's a foul, that's a penalty, and it is. And it's Manchester United who crumble. Well, we spoke about this. We needed a moment of madness. Manchester United to make a mistake, and it has come. Now it's Tyreek George who has made that run from in to out. Andre Onana is convinced that that's not a penalty. Let's have a look here. George shows great determination to get there first. Oh, well, he's got some of the ball, a lot of Tyreek, so I'm not really sure. But once you go lunging in, the way that he's put his hand up, it just shows you that he's not got a touch. He's got a touch on Tyreek. Oh, I think he's got the ball first, maybe from that angle. It's such a risky thing to do for Onana. I mean, they're going to check the foul. I think he's got the ball from that side, but he's come through Tyreek George. Yeah, I think he's fine there. The penalty won't be given. Yep, they're going to have a look. Chelsea are not going to have that. There's a good clean take there from Andre Onana. Clever through pass there from Moises Caicedo. Knew that nobody's really making that run down that left-hand side. So it's George from the central area who made that run. You can see he gets the first touch there, George, but it's Onana who gets a clean paw on it. Yeah, I think he should be okay. I'm still looking for that contact on George. It does come. It comes much later on. Having a look. Yeah, I think it's going to be reversed, and it is. We got lucky for that Harry Maguire disallowed goal. We would have been very lucky if this one stood. Harry George was making that run. And that first look, it just looked that it wasn't going to be a pen. It was clear as day. Huge let-off there for Manchester United. And just shows you that all it takes is a moment of madness for them to pretty much undo all their good work in the match so far. United escape. 63 minutes played, and Chelsea no closer to adding that goal. Never a dull day, never straightforward with Chelsea. I mean, wow. Worst part is, even from the start of 45, I mean, started brightly, but again, are we really making Onana work, or are we firing shots towards their goal with regularity? And the answer is no. It's a resounding no, really. Colville has defended decently up against Ahmad. Oh, surely a foul there on Levi. Mazraoui is going to pick up a yellow card. Forceful challenge by Nusair Mazraoui. Went right through Levi Colville there. Mazraoui wasn't going to budge, was he? As soon as Colville had built up a steam, it was a bit of a rugby challenge from Mazraoui. It's a foul and a yellow card. Free kick opportunity for Chelsea. We haven't really taken advantage of any of the set pieces so far. The corners have been better than normal, but still well below the standard. Will this free kick yield something for us? Again, we got height in terms of Tosin and Levi, but other than that, as Pedro Neto delivers, and Harry Maguire wins there first, Enzo with the cushion header. Cucurella goes back, but the offside flag has been raised. Well, 25 minutes remain for my sanity to absolutely evaporate. You can see from the ground, man, they feel exactly what I'm feeling. Nervy. I mean, we're feeling nervy. We're not confident at all now. Who's going to rescue us? Who's going to stand up? Somebody's going to just have to grab a goal here. Maybe take a shot where it doesn't matter. I mean, we'll have to do something out of the box, out of the ordinary, something as unorthodox as possible. Again, going long with Reece James, punt forward. Maguire should be favourite. Tariq George, bless his heart, he's been putting in a real shift, trying to just chase down the lost causes. Caicedo wins his header. Lindelof. Bruno Fernandes gets the ball back there. He's done very well there, Bruno. On the left-hand side is Patrick Dogu. United, renewed energy, clip pass towards the far stick. Sanchez with a good grab. Again, no quick release. Chelsea not offering the quick release. Oh my goodness. Again, it's either United getting into shape perfectly or Chelsea showing absolutely no willingness to get a move on here. Can we play short for Sanchez to go long? I mean, this is just so stupid, man. Really doesn't make any sense. What are we trying to do? I can only shake my head. Cole Palmer has been disappointing. Enzo Fernandez better in the second half, but still need a lot more. Oh my goodness, Palmer just trying to do everything by himself. He's looking very clunky on the ball too. He's not looking as smooth as he should be. Playing in those pockets, trying to drop the shoulder. I mean, it's been very average. Caicedo, heavy touch. I mean, heavy pass to Cucurella, who did well. Again, nobody really chasing him down. Chelsea have well and truly run out of ideas here. It's going to be a painful 20 minutes plus. Really was going to be. And I fully expect Manchester United to get one. Here's Højlund. And Chelsea have dealt with him very easily. Here's Caicedo. Sanchez is going to go long, isn't he? He is going to go long. I can't believe him. No, he doesn't. Reece. Moises Caicedo. Oh, Cole Palmer somehow comes away with the ball. He gives it away. My goodness. Here's Amad Diallo now. Diallo running at us. Palmer does just enough. Wins the ball cleanly there. The foul has been given to Ahmad, and it will be for a dive by the looks of it. Yellow for Ahmad Diallo. Looked like Palmer had gotten the ball cleanly, and Ahmad just flung himself to the ground. No one really getting the connection on him, but you can see him already making that decision to go down as Caicedo was thinking about it. Ruben Amorim has a chuckle with his staff, but it's a yellow card for Ahmad Diallo. Chelsea running out of time here. Casemiro's evening comes to an end, and it's Ugarte and Mason Mount's evening also done. Alejandro Garnacho coming on, two players that can very much hurt Chelsea. I'm very glad that Mason Mount did not score this evening. He had a decent game. I think his work off the ball is very impressive, but on the ball, had a couple of good moments. But other than that, I wouldn't say too much. But now Manchester United have Alejandro Garnacho, who is very much capable of delivering the spectacular against us. Scored at the Bridge last season. I remember when we were 2-0 up, it was 2-2, and then he scored the second, Bruno scored the third, or vice versa. That was a crazy game. That's when I lost my head with Maurizio Pochettino. Could not accept that performance against a very poor Manchester United side. Here's Enzo again, such a rushed ball to Caicedo, who deals with it expertly. Here's Palmer again. Those push touches are so far away from him. It just looks that he's not just in control of the ball here. Look, he's asking for options, forced to go back. This is perfect for Manchester United. Here's Caicedo. Tosin's pass. Cuckoo, brilliant first touch. Here's Caicedo. Oh, it's expertly done there by Noni Madueke with the chest control. Here's Palmer now. Again, pick your head up quicker there, Cole. Here's Moises Caicedo. Switches the play onto the right-hand side. Waits Pedro Neto. Here's Neto now. Edge of the box. Reece James thought about the shot. Reece James delivers. Cucurella! It's 1-0 to Chelsea. What a pick out that is from Reece James. What a massive goal it is for Chelsea. We spoke about Cucurella attacking the box, and it has come to fruition. It's a flying header from the flying Spaniard. What a cross. This from Reece James is sensational. He shaped to shoot on his left. It's a quick turn onto the right foot, and then the first time ball in. But what a header from Marc Cucurella, and it's lift off at the Bridge. Oh, big goal. Big goal that. Look at this. Caicedo with the switch. Pedro Neto deciding against taking on Patrick Dogu. Fizzes the ball to Reece James, who takes it on his left. And look at this quick turn here. And then the clip pass to perfectly into the path of Marc Cucurella, who shows the rest of the Chelsea team just how to head that ball perfectly. This is a big goal, massive goal by Cucu. Brilliant from Reece James. Spins past Alejandro Garnacho, delivers that surprise ball in. Cucu's header is a bullet, man. It's absolutely brilliant. Whoa, have we made hard work. Look at Enzo Maresca. Look at his reaction. It tells the story. It tells the entire picture. Incredible. Well, from despair to elation in 70 minutes here, and Cucu, look at him go again. He's full of energy, and we get the foul too. Manchester United might just start to lose their heads here and start thinking about the Europa League final. The Chelsea have their hands full against Real Betis, but pressing situation here is to try and see this one out now. If he can get the second goal, that would be a welcome sight. Enzo gets fortunate, finds Cole Palmer. Here's George. It's Madueke. Oh, he's missed. Noni Madueke had the perfect opportunity to add the exclamation point. It's brilliant from Enzo Fernandez. finds Cole Palmer. Now Noni is clearly onside on his left foot. It's such a bad finish from Noni, man. Palmer could have had two. Oh my goodness, it gets worse. It gets worse in the second viewing. Chelsea, after struggling to score for over 70 minutes, should have had the second a minute after Mark Cucurella gave us the goal. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Madueke is battling. He's been one of our bright spots in the attacking phase. Here's Palmer. Gets robbed off the ball. Cucurella still biting into the challenges. Chelsea now. The clean sheet is paramount for us. Whew. Oh, this is going to be so nervy now. As it stands, Chelsea in fourth. Level on points with Aston Villa. It's our superior goal difference which sees us in that position. Manchester City still have 2 games to play. And Chelsea, of course, have Nottingham Forest in the final game of the season. Chelsea level on points with Newcastle. Of course, weekend action still to be played. Chelsea will have that extra day to recover because of this early kickoff for them. Enzo Fernandez with might be a needless foul. So is Reece James. Chelsea trying to game manage now. Oh, still coming off that goal from Mark Cucurella. Really was a special one. Keeping it short. Here's Ugarte. Came on with Alejandro Garnacho. United had to really open up Chelsea since then. And looking to play out the back, struggling to do so here. George still applying the pressure. George thought that he might have just won the penalty for Chelsea. But Andre Onana on that occasion winning the challenge fairly after VAR had intervened. Reece James with a brilliant chest down there. Here's Enzo. Lovely drive forward here. Enzo Fernandez gains us a few more yards. Dogu with the slight challenge. Under 15 minutes of normal time remain here for Chelsea to try and hold on here. This can be called Jadon Sancho derby as well, because Chelsea do have an option to pay Manchester United the £5 million loan fee and send him back to Old Trafford next season, or pay that £25 million fee and retain his services for the next 4 or 5 years. Again, in terms of substitutions, I'm not really sure. Oh, that's brilliant from Pedro Neto. Surely a foul. It's not given. Very surprising. Hey, Pedro Neto might just pick up a yellow card for foul language. Has to be careful. Luckily, it was in Portuguese. Punted forward. Caicedo deals with it expertly. Beautifully done, Moises. Really is that linchpin in the middle of the park for us. Lavia can come on and try and settle the game. If Chelsea are you try and use that. United play through the press nicely. Højlund lays it off. Bruno Fernandes with the clip pass to Garnacho. Real pace, but Reece James just bullies him off the ball. Brilliant from the skipper. Get up, Garnacho. Again, it's a long ball from Sanchez. Well, Sanchez's long passing has done his best to try and unsettle us. Surely now this is a foul by Dogu. This time he just might pick up the yellow card. Pedro Neto just showing off his experience in that phase of play. He knew that Chelsea needed to try and buy a few more minutes here with these set pieces. Trying to get that quickly here. Here's Neto. Doesn't use Fernandez. George trying to lay that off. It's a poor pass. It's a very poor one. United looking for the quick counter-attack here. It's Colwill up against Amad Diallo. Brilliant from Levi. A couple of occasions where Amad Diallo is driven into the Chelsea box where he's looked dangerous, where Chelsea can't really make the challenge. But other than that, I think we have dealt with him very well. Here's Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw. Ugarte with a good turn there. Here's Rasmus Højlund, followed closely by Tosin. Tosin does very well. And now George picks up the ball, immediately lays it off to Pedro Neto. Here's Pedro Neto now, up against Luke Shaw. Go on, Pedro. Here's Neto, twisting and turning. No real end product so far. Neto with the strike. It's a harmless one. Poor decision there by Pedro Neto. Just trying to create a yard there on his favoured left foot. Might have just taken the nick on its way. I think it was Bruno Fernandes who had made the challenge. Here's Fernandes with the switch of play. Good one to Hamad Diallo. Here's Ugarte now. Luke Shaw, Manchester United still in that back three with Shaw, Lindelof and Maguire. Here's Maguire now, marauding forward. No one really putting in a challenge, and Maguire's made his way into the box. Chelsea have to be wary here. Here's Amad Diallo on his left foot. Amad Diallo, it's a very good save. And it's Rob Sanchez at his near post. That's poor from Cucurella. He can't show him on his left foot there. He knows he's always going to favor going on his left, and he's just trying to catch out Sanchez at the near post. Robert Sanchez with his first real meaningful save of the match, and it's come in the 80th minute. We need that. Cuckoo has to be a lot better there. He's been brilliant in his duels and the way that he's read the danger, and of course scoring the all-important goal. But on that occasion, he just let Amad Diallo have that shot here. United having their first shot on the target in the 80th minute. Maguire's header should be an easy grab. Maguire gets there first, but no real power on it. Manchester United haven't won in the Premier League for 2 months now. The last one was a victory against... Oh, that's so poor by Cucurella. He's just trying to lose his head here. Chelsea need to regain their composure. Mazraoui, he should be offside, and he is. Talking about how Manchester United have really struggled in the league. They've had no problems in the Europa League, but in the league, they've been a shambles. This has been their worst year. Well, under 10 minutes remaining, Chelsea looking to lock things down here. And it's Romeo Lavia coming on for Tyreek George. A good shift from Ty, but not enough in terms of making an impact. But he had to fill in there. He might fill in for the next 2 games as well. The Conference League final and the final game of the season against Nottingham Forest. So Romeo Lavia comes on for Chelsea to add that bit more solidity in the middle of the park. Might see Palmer play as the false 9 now, with Enzo Fernandez playing as that lone number 10. Manchester United look to make substitutions themselves with the eye on the Europa League final. Fernandez and Shaw have been substituted, and it's Kobbie Mainoo and Aiden Heaven for Manchester United who have replaced the 2 Manchester United players. So Kobbie Mainoo, we saw him score that tremendous goal against Lyon when they were down 3-2 and they needed a goal. He scored a special goal, and he has scored some fantastic goals in his career so far. So Chelsea have to be wary about him, especially in that left pocket where he does like to operate. Fernandez, now a lot more advanced. Here's Lavia, immediately on the ball. 3 midfielders for Chelsea combining. Here's Madueke, brilliant again. Madueke, the way he just explodes into the box. It's a real quality for us. That's when we need him to find an accurate pass rather than just fizz it in. He's looked good, Noni. I like the stint that he's been on that left-hand side. Was playing as a left wing back. You can see how deep his starting position is. It's not high and wide. Here he is now. Loses out, has to go back and try and win the ball back, and he does very well there, Noni. Excellent. Chelsea looking to just show their experience now. Just slow the game. Take a lot more control in this match. Nearly there. We made hard work of it. And Marc Cucurella, as it stands, is the match winner. Clever back heel there by Cole. Chelsea still have the throw in. Again, they're just going to take their time with it, and rightfully so. Just showing off her experience, just slowing the pace down. Noni again, it's just brilliant work. He's looked for the foul. He surely felt that he was fouled by Victor Lindelof, maybe going to ground far too easily in the eyes of Chris Kavanagh there. Again, Noni with a bit of skill. Look at the way he just breezes past. Moussa Mazraoui really struggled against the English winger. Here's Aid in Heaven. It was a £1 million acquisition from Arsenal in the winter window. Chelsea trying to contest every decision here. 7 minutes plus stoppage time remain for Chelsea to get ever so closer to Champions League football. The first time under Clear Lake Capital. The new owners for Chelsea. It has been anything but a smooth ride for them since they've taken over from Roman Abramovich. So this would be a huge gap for them. Look at Caicedo, man. It's just sensational. Here's Noni. Finds Pedro Neto. It's not an accurate pass. All comes from Caicedo's ball-winning abilities. Neto does well. Here's Reece. Enzo Fernandez. Clever. Pedro Neto. Fernandez. Good spell of possession here from Chelsea. Far away from their own goal. Fernandez goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Rob Sanchez. Looking nervy for Chelsea. It's looking very nervy. Here's Tosin. Moises Caicedo looking to drive. Man of the match performance once again for me. Him and Cucurella have been excellent. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Levi Colville. Chelsea keeping the ball very well here. Exactly what we need to do here. Frustrate Manchester United. Move them from side to side. Try and get that second goal as quickly as possible just to ease the nerves. Here's Pedro Neto. Enzo Fernandez. Good give and go with Pedro Neto, but the give was good, the go wasn't. So Jim Ratcliffe and Omar Berrada, by the looks of it, out there at Stamford Bridge. And as it stands, Manchester United remain in 16th position, yet to crack the 40-point mark as they head into the final game of the season. Spurs are in 17th, 38 points. And these two teams will be competing for the Europa League final in 5 days. Football is just mental, man. 5 minutes remain. Look at Caicedo, man. How he presses in the 85th minute. It's just nothing short of inspirational. Brilliant. Chelsea win the ball all because of Caicedo's press there. And now it's Pedro Neto, Reece James, Cole Palmer. Chelsea being conservative in their passing. Here's Tosin. It's not enough on the pass there, on his left foot. Good work there by Levi. Brilliantly done. He's just clamped down on Amad Diallo. It's one of those duels in that deep territory very well. He's just trying to rile up the crowd here. Under 5 minutes of action remaining. Chelsea nearly home and dry. Cuckoo's throw to Caicedo. Here's Reece James. What a cross that was by Reece. Really was a special one. Harry Maguire's header just puts him into a cul-de-sac here and decides to hit that out to touch. 4 minutes per stoppage time remain here. Chelsea need to try and close this game out. Trying to run down the clock, trying to do the experience thing. Try and close this game out instead of trying to go for the second. Reece James now waving the crowd on. He has been the difference maker with that cross. What a cross it was. What a header from Cucurella. Last touch comes off the Manchester United defender. Aid in Heaven, and it's a corner for Chelsea. This one I'm sure will not be a long one into the box, considering the poor quality of corners that Chelsea have dealt with. This one will be short. Just look to run down the clock again. Again, Manchester United won't be in any real rush here. Nothing on the line for them. There's just another loss in there. Real column which looks absolutely horrific for them. Chelsea take the corner shot. Here's Reece James. Well, we've got 3 minutes of this to go. It's going to take some task to do so. Garnacho hits the ball off Reece, and that short corner routine doesn't last too long, and Manchester United look to attack. Chelsea applying the high press. Look at Cucurella and Noni Madueke fully applying that. Brilliantly done here. Where was this full press from Chelsea early on? Now doing it literally in the 88th minute. United looking to bypass that Chelsea press with a long ball. Fernandez battling in. He's had a much better second half, Enzo Fernandez. He's been everywhere on the pitch, just trying to affect the game in both phases. Here's Maguire now. He's very much capable of scoring goals. Oh, again, it's a complete loss of composure from the English centre-half. Did very well to drive with the ball towards the halfway line, but can't find the accurate pass. Few more seconds ticks by for Chelsea here. 2 minutes plus stoppage time remain. The main objective of this watch along, of viewing this match, was 3 points for Chelsea. We're going to take our time with this. Fernandes lumps that forward. Pedro Neto's cushion pass is well picked off by Cole Palmer. Surely a foul there by Heaven, and it is. Another free kick for Chelsea. Just trying to buy a lot of time here. Manchester United conceding needless free kicks. Aiden Heaven trying to get touch tight on Cole Palmer. Just trying to nibble the ball. It's a clear foul as he toes his ankle on that occasion. So one there for Cole. Didn't have his influential game really in this match. This looks second best, but he's had a very long season. He's played pretty much 90 minutes, all the league games. He's been fit for us. There's Pedro Neto. That battle against Patrick Dogo has been excellent, really, in terms of two PNP players, pace and power. Only applying the full press, does very well. Lavia's pressing high up the pitch too. Again, Chelsea win the ball nicely here. Oh, that's surely a foul, and it's a yellow card. Definitely a yellow card. Could be worse, and it's Ugarte who will get the yellow. He's gone up with his studs by the looks of it. He'll escape with the yellow, but Manchester United just committing a flurry of fouls towards the end of the match here. Ugarte will get the yellow card. Chelsea are not happy. You can see from Caicedo's reaction there. Ooh, that's a high challenge there from Ugarte, and he's very fortunate to get away with just a yellow card here. He's gone studs up. His foot is up. I think the only reason he gets away with this one is because we're into stoppage time here, really. It's a nasty one. Ooh, 7 minutes of stoppage time has been signaled. It's a long, long time for Chelsea to try and run down here. Cuckoo's back on his feet. Malo Gusto entering the fray here for Pedro Neto. Good shift by the number 7. Wouldn't say in terms of quality as much as so, but he's earnest in his effort. He keeps going. He's a fantastic athlete. He's been roundly applauded by the crowd at Stamford Bridge. His final home game of the season comes to an end with Chelsea 1-0 to the good here, and it's Malo Gusto who will be introduced into the play with stoppage time here. Chelsea nearly home and dry, nearly there. Still, well, they've done well in terms of not conceding chances to Manchester United. The one to Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, the only ones that spring to mind, both horribly off target. And that shot by Amad Diallo, which was saved at the near post by Rob Sanchez. So chances not too many for Manchester United to shout about. Again, good work there by Cucurella. And Chelsea just trying to argue with every decision. Just take their time, stop things as much as possible. It's a loose pass, and Maguire does just enough to win the ball. But Chelsea do well. Palmer very much on the front foot. But this high press was completely absent in the first half. It's been full throttle in the second. Enzo Maresca wants the crowd to give the support. He wants the crowd to get behind the team for a massive 5 minutes in the season here. Well, I'll be absolutely shameless and celebrate if this remains the same it is. I mean, yes, the standards are on the floor and Champions League qualification is being celebrated, but we will celebrate the the Conference League trophy as well. Believe you me. Come on, again, eyes off the ball. Looking to complain with the referee. Cole looking to put the pressure. Oh, Malo Gusto and Aiden Heaven both go flying in. Aiden Heaven has gone charging in. Manchester United have lost complete composure in terms of their tackles. We saw Ugarte make one. We saw Aiden Heaven make a challenge on Cole Palmer. He'll get a yellow card for this challenge on Malo Gusto. Again, it's reckless from Manchester United. You can see Heaven just trying to show a bit of composure, and now he's in a bit of trouble. As soon as he takes that touch, he's overrun it. Malo Gusto is out there, and oh, it's a nasty one. It's right in front of the referee. That can easily be a red card too. Well, both players have gone, showing their studs. Aiden Heaven catches all of Malo Gusto's knee there. It's nasty. It's terrible. That's awful, man. That's terrible on Malo Gusto. Good effort by him to try and just close him down, but he's done a lot of damage to his knee on that occasion. The youngster gets away with it. That's only because I think him and Malo Gusto both went to ground at the same time. Heaven catching a lot of his ankle, his knee rather. Gusto still on the deck. Chelsea are running down the clock effectively, but this will all be added on here. And now that happened, what happens with that is it just gives that ambiguity to the referees to add on maybe 2.5 minutes extra with no real clarity to us. Chelsea are going to take their time with this free kick. Don't expect this ball into this box anytime soon. We need to get a quick move on here and just take it short and start the clock again. 3 minutes legally remain. We can fully expect a couple more to be added on. Chelsea trying to drag this deep with the ball deep into Manchester United territory as a short free kick has been taken. James hammers that up against Alejandro Garnacho and celebrates that with the crowd. I would love to listen to Stamford Bridge at the end of full time. It really will be a special one. Reece James coming up trumps in the massive moment in the season where we had to get a win. Again, Chelsea contesting every decision here. Palmer might get a yellow card. I think he does for time wasting. Again, Chelsea just might just lose their heads collectively here. Just need to keep it calm now. 2 minutes remain. Chelsea continue to waste time effectively here. Keeping the ball in the opposition corner. Cole takes his time. Really have made us sweat in this match. Fair play to Manchester United, man. Came to this match with absolutely nothing to lose in 16th position. One going to really improve on their league standings. What they've done is make it as uncomfortable as possible onto Chelsea as Palmer tries to win the corner. Instead, it's a goal kick for Manchester United and an opportunity to put Chelsea under pressure for one last time in this match. They're looking at Moises Caicedo's touch map. My goodness me, just look at this performance. I would love to just take a screenshot of that and plaster that. Manchester United threatening. Lavia with the challenge. Ooh, the foul has been given. Lavia. It's a very reckless one from Romeo Lavia. He just dangles a foot out. It's an opportunity for Manchester United to get this ball into the mixer here. It's very inexperienced from Romeo Lavia. Got caught on the ball against Newcastle in the 3rd minute when Sandro Tonali scored. He's been vital for us since every time he makes his presence known in the pitch as Diallo floats that into the box. Gusto's header is comfortable. Cucu should get there first, and he does. Look at the effort from Marc Cucurella. Good work there. Chelsea continue to press. We're into the 97th minute. Look at Nani pressing. This is good work. Nana does well to resist the press. Surely a foul there by Maguire. He's got his arms around James, but play continues. Garnacho, ball in. Oh, Ugarte has thought about the shot. Diallo, close him down. Oh, he's done brilliantly there. It's Romeo Lavia. And now surely Chelsea on the break and should finish the game off here. It's Malo Gusto. He's through on goal. Malo Gusto with a heavy touch. He's lost his balance. No penalty. Could have run to the corner flag. Instead, decided to go for goal himself. 97 minutes have been played. We're into borrowed time, into stoppage time. Chelsea nearly home and dry. Manchester United with no hurry in their play. They're just keeping the ball between their centre halves here. Dogu now pumps the ball forward. Chelsea have to deal with this. Maguire's header. Well, Amad Diallo. Oh, there's a pitch invader in the middle here. Oh, somebody's just tackled. One of the pitch invaders got absolutely clattered by the security there. 45 seconds past the 7 minutes have been played. Well, in terms of play time and stoppage time, there's been very little. Chelsea have managed the clock well, but is still at the discretion of the referee here. Enzo Maresca, as animated as I've seen him throughout the season. Manchester United, surely not a free kick for them. It was our ball. They have to go back. Just let the play continue. Here's Garnacho up against his countryman and Enzo Fernandez. Don't make a foul, Enzo. Please don't make a foul. He hasn't. Oh, thank goodness. Caicedo, brilliant. Here's Lavia. Don't get caught on the ball here now. It's a good pass forward by Cole, but doesn't find that accurate target. Malo Gusto shown great appetite to keep running. He punts that forward, and the referee blows the full-time whistle. And look at the celebrations at Stamford Bridge. Enzo Maresca has the huddle with his staff. Chelsea players celebrate, so do the fans. And it's 1-0 to the Blues, and it's Mark Cucurella of all people with the winner. For me, the man of the match has to be Moises Caicedo once again. But Reece James's cross to Mark Cucurella's bullet header gives Chelsea all 3 points in their final home game in the Premier League this season. Manchester United with yet another defeat, condemning them to still 16th in the league, yet to break the 40-point mark heading into the final game of the season. And Chelsea escape with all 3 points. It's relief. It's absolute relief. Full time here at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0.